Hey there everyone, my name is Monkey Shadow from the K.Rool Games, back with some more Donkey Kong Country 3. So, before we even get started, I just want to mention that I'm not going to find absolutely everything. Like, I looked back at the maps that we just did, and there were still things I didn't get. Even though I, looked at the maps before I even started playing. Because there's just so many invisible items to find that even I can't get them all. Like, really, any little corner you know you wouldn't normally walk, there's good chance there's an item there. Anyways, this is a tree level. Tree levels are, as you can imagine, completely vertical levels that you can just go up and side. Interestingly enough, as we'll see here in a sec, you'll notice that we start on the left tree, then we go to the right tree, and then you go back to this left tree, and that's pretty much how every level of this type kind of unfolds. You just kind of go back and forth up and just keep climbing. Anyways, the gimmick of this level is these jerk-ass monkey things that throw nuts for some reason, because, you know, I guess nuts is kind of appropriate. Anyways, man, I sure fell for that, eh? You know what? Since we're here, let's grab the warp barrel. Might as well, right? Woo! Alright, another level beaten as Dixie. Great job, man. Jeez. I mean, I might as well grab them while I'm walking by. The level we're going to be doing right after this is really interesting, and I'm going to have to probably play it like 3 times. If not more, depending if I screwed up or not. You know, I just realized I still haven't gone over the main differences between Dixie and Kitty. I talked about a couple of them, but I might as well just say it all right now, just get it out in the open so I don't have to worry about it later. So basically, don't think of them as similar to Donkey and Diddy from the first game, even though it's big character again and small character again, because even though Kitty's a lot bigger than Dixie, they both move at the same speed and have the same jump height. So you don't have to worry about that in this game, which is obviously, you know, a good decision, because let's be honest, if you play Donkey Kong Country 1, you play as Diddy for 99% of that game, because it's well, why wouldn't I? He moves faster, jumps higher, and just doesn't have to worry about anything. Kitty at least has his own things going on in this game. I haven't shown it yet, but Kitty actually moves a lot faster when he's holding barrels compared to Dixie, which is actually a really nice thing for certain sections. So yeah, it actually feels like there's a reason to use Kitty. I mean, obviously, let's be real, Dixie is going to be better than Kitty all the time anyways, but at least there's a reason to use them. Is there anything up here? No. I swear I remember there being something up there, but I think I'm thinking of something else. And they climb at the same speed, and they have the different team throws where Kitty throws Dixie just like in DKC 2, but Dixie throws Kitty with the smash thing that I already showed off, that you actually need for bonuses and stuff. And hey, we get to show off Kitty's throwing thing. Look at that! I also just realized that, yeah, this level has destructible walls, and I think these are the only type of walls in the entire game you can destroy. They're pretty much gone in this game. There's no bonus rooms that you break open in this game. All of the bonus rooms are in barrels. And even the walls that you can break are purely just walls like this. There's nothing here? Yeah, okay. I want to make sure. I mean, I might as well do this while I'm here. Breaking that wall basically saves you from one thing. These enemies are kind of weird, but we'll be seeing a lot of them in the next tree levels. I won't go over them right now. But yeah. I haven't even really talked about these at all. I mean, it's a pretty straightforward gimmick. It's just, they throw nuts, and then you hide behind those little shield barrels. I think there's stuff, hidden here, but I don't remember. It's kind of funny, you break open that wall with TNT. There's actually a lot of breakable walls in this level, and it's really the only level that has them. I think there's one in the next tree level, and that's it. And that's all the breakable walls in the whole game. I guess maybe people complained about them, so they were just alright, let's not have them. But yeah, even though you break open that wall and you just fly across, but what you can actually just do is, if you have Kitty, you can just do this. And it's it's faster because you don't have to climb, which is kind of funny. Although, speaking of climbing, we gotta collect bananas. And I've gotten hit in the first second of the level. That's great. Oh, what am I doing? What am I... Well, I guess we're playing... Speaking of playing levels over and over again, I didn't want to have to... I've been trying to play as well as I could so I wouldn't have to edit. I guess that's out of the bag, so I guess I'll see you at the end of the level. See you guys in a bit. Okay, we're back, and I'm not going to accidentally jump into the end of level again. You know, it's funny how this is the level I screw up on, and this is the level where the bonus, the warp is by far the farthest in the level. You almost get to the midpoint before you can warp. Now, how about, you know, I'm even going to switch to Dixie, because the one big thing that makes her better than Kitty is that her hitbox is a lot smaller. Pretty much all the time. I think there's a couple of times when she kind of, like, scrounges herself up to be bigger, but for the most part, she's way smaller. It makes the most difference when climbing, especially vertically, but I don't think we've seen any vertical climbing yet for the most part, other than just, like, for, like, a second. But there's definitely a lot of vertical climbing levels later on, so anyways. How about this time we don't freaking just mindlessly hold right to fall into the goal? I wanted to do that so bad, and then, but then I realized, literally as I was doing it, how bad it was to do it then. Anyways, Riverside Race. So this is a really interesting level, pretty cool level. But before we do literally anything else, I'm going to go ahead and... Oh crap. Well, you know what? This is perfectly fine because I'm just going to take a hit and go into the warp barrel. You're supposed to either team throw or, you know, water bounce with Kitty into it. But since, as usual, I screwed it up, that works too, and it just lets me skip the whole level. You'll notice there's a timer down here. So the whole, I guess... Actually, let me even restart because you actually lose time when you hit a DK barrel, I guess. So, as you can imagine, the gimmick of this level is that you're actually on a timer. But the timer doesn't actually indicate, like, you're not going to die if you run out of time. It's purely just there as, I guess, optional content. There's a time you want to beat. And I'm not going to try very hard to beat it this first time because I'm just looking for secrets. And yeah, like, beyond the timer, there's also these really, like, what even are those? You know, now I'm pausing it. Even pausing this, I have no idea what these things are. They're like, I'm sure they have, like, an actual name somewhere. Like, I'm sure some rare employee gave them some dumb name, as they do. But I honestly don't know what they are. They look kind of like ladybugs when you pause the game, but obviously they aren't supposed to be ladybugs. Crap. Well, that's fine. I don't even get this bonus. I've already wasted like most of the time just trying to get to this bonus because I fell in the water again. But that's fine. So this bonus is, as you can see, it's pretty straightforward. It's literally just grabbing bananas and just whenever you cross, you have to jump over this Coco. Their name is Coco because, you know, I don't know, something. I guess Coco has something to do with a clownfish. They're actually a really funny design because they're a clownfish and they literally have a clown face. Is their whole joke. Although for some reason their name is Coco, but the first C is actually a K, which I guess is because Kremlings, but normally like non-Kremling enemies don't have Kremling names. They're just like a weird exception. I don't think any of the other enemies really have anything like that either. They're just kind of like a really weird exception to the rule. They have a weird face and weird Coco stuff. Yeah. Anyways, like, you'll know I'm doing weird jumps. It's because I'm trying to remember. Trying to remember stuff. There's a lot of hidden items, and I'm pretty sure I've already missed a couple because, like, they're really hard to find. But whatever. Ah, crap! I always do that. If you just run forward and smack in, like, I always get hit. There's bananas down here. 3 of them, in fact, because otherwise that Coco's just there for nothing. Anyways, thankfully this one doesn't have any... Oh, don't waste my time! Hurry up! Okay, we're good. Get the invincibility. Invincibility sound doesn't even play when the bees... I guess I'll call them bees, because whatever. this bonus can actually be tricky if you try to jump onto these dudes, so the solution is to just roll, because rolling is 10 times easier, as it always is in this series. I believe, yeah, there's a coin down there. The bees aren't back. I know there's like something if you like float above one of these things, but I have no idea where it is. Doesn't really matter. Oh, there's definitely something in this corner, right? Yeah, obviously. So this is a kind of a tricky dude to get to, because the bees are obviously in the way. So the solution here is to... I might screw this up, because I've been screwing everything up. Actually, in hindsight, the easiest way to do this is to run over here to the goal, because the bees stop. And then just run back to the left, and do your little roll jump. And whack. There you go. I guess we'll show off a little cool little behavior of the barrels in this... Oh, it despawned. Nice! Guess you don't get to show that off yet. Whatever, it's fine. Alright. That's the level. Found everything, but of course there's still the aspect of the timer. Once again, beating the timer is not required for like completing the game. But if you want to get 100%, you do want to beat that timer, and you'll see why later on in this world. But for now, let's just go ahead and rush my ass off. Woo! So yeah, a trick to going fast is actually using Kitty for once, because you can kind of jump off the water and roll into enemies. Kitty has the better roll, like Diddy does, which is another aspect that's nice for Kitty. Sometimes you can get stuck going out of the water, but don't worry too much about that. The timer is not that strict, to be honest. So like you get a little checkpoint here, and it even tells you the time to get there is 35 seconds. So I'm already ahead. So thankfully it's not too bad. Jumping over those bees. I don't think jumping on those bees is faster, because you have to like go back and get the thing. So it's no big deal. And you can see, like, if you know what you're doing, you can move pretty fast in this game. Just like every Donkey Kong Country game. You just kind of... Woo! Beat it by 12 seconds. Well, 11 seconds and 87 milliseconds. Which is pretty good. Anyways... As is per the norm for this game, we got another level here that's got an interesting little gimmick. Let me take a drink of water here first, though. So as the name implies, Squeals on wheels, the goal of this level is to kill those rat dudes. However, we're going to grab the warp barrel before we do anything else, and just cut straight to the end. Let me check this out. Is there anything back here? No. Hey, he beat a level as Kitty! I think that's like the first one. Good for him. I might as well play as Kitty for a while in this game, because it's pretty fun. So yeah, like I've been saying, the gimmick of this level are these rat dudes. Unlike most other levels, this level actually kind of remembers what you're doing. Let me jump over here and grab this banana. So basically, you kill these rats, and the doors in front of you open. However, right off the bat, you'll notice there's not actually any doors, and that's because we're actually going to be a while before we see any doors again. But your indication of how much progress you've made is these little color bars on the sides of the wall. When it gets entirely green, the door is open. Can I just pause for a second? Can I just put on ridiculous? I'm hiccuping like crazy right now. You wanna know what I've done today? I ate potatoes for lunch. Freaking potatoes. Whoa. I kind of fell here, because I'm gonna... Whoa. Yeah, you can jump on barrels, just like in the first game, but you don't get to do it too often. The hitboxes of these wheel things is a little smaller than you'd think, because they want you to land like pretty much on the flat part. So be careful with that, otherwise you might get hit by the bee. Let me think. Is there anything else here? I'm gonna throw up here into this corner. Doesn't look like it. Unlike a lot of sprite-based platforms, you can actually throw onto that, which is nice. Anyways, we're gonna get to a bonus. And you may be thinking, well, if the bonus happens, what if aren't all my rats gonna disappear? Because the game, usually respawns them when you get to a bonus. Thankfully, I guess, you know, I shouldn't say they were smart enough. It's like, that should be a given that they should have figured that out. Rats defeated actually save, so you don't have to worry about that. And it's a good thing, because otherwise it'd be kind of crappy, you know. But yeah. So I mean, that's pretty much the level. It's pretty straightforward, actually. It's just kill the rats, basically deal with the setup you have in front of you, and try to kill the rat. The two bonuses are surprisingly close to each other, which is funny. Pretty much my trick for this bonus is I basically just roll and jump. Because usually you can get 2 bananas at a time by doing that. But sometimes it's a little wonky. Sometimes you get weird results like that. Like, it's random, so sometimes you can just sit there and get like the same banana multiple times. It's like, it's pretty rare, but it can happen. And I mean, if you watch any TAS of this game, it's pretty much how they play that level. They just have the banana constantly spawn as close to them as possible. I believe it actually is by far, yeah, you want to do that. That's the easiest way to do that. You want to come down here, platform? I don't think there's anything over there, but I'm still going to be risky and do that. And Dixie will get hit, because obviously she would. But that's not a big problem, because I think, yeah, there's nothing of note yet. Jump up here and get some bananas. 2 bananas. Is there a third one? No. So obviously there's a platform up here. You can just barely make that jump without your Kong buddy, thankfully. Which is good for me, because to be honest, I didn't actually know if that was possible or not. But thankfully, because Kitty and Dixie have the same jump height, you don't have to worry about, like, I got hit as, you know, Dixie, so I'm not screwed. Anyways. I haven't really mentioned the musical yet in this game. The music in this game is actually not done by David Wise at all. Like, I think he did the menus, like, he did like the menu music and like the theme for like side stuff like the Brother Bears and like Swanky and stuff. I think that's what I'm not sure if he did the menus. I know he does like the Brothers Bear and stuff. I know that for sure. I'm not sure about the main menu music or not. But all like the level themes are done by Evelyn. What, I can't pronounce her last name because I'm really bad at pronunciations. I'll put it in like the description. I don't think she actually does. She actually like does that anymore. She doesn't work. Oh crap! I missed one. Where'd I miss one? I wasn't paying attention. Where'd I miss one? No, I wasn't paying attention. Oh shoot! It was this one, right? No! Who'd I miss? I wasn't paying attention! Shit! This always happens. It was probably I know exactly which one I missed. I knew I missed the second one because I hit the stupid thing and I just kind of jumped up here and... Concern it! Whatever, I guess it's a good time to talk. So yeah, she does all like the level music for this game, and her theme, her style of music is a lot more ambient compared to David Wise. A lot less like based on like strong melodies and more based on just like kind of like, I guess, setting a mood is the best way to put it. Her style of music is very different, and a lot of people have differing opinions about it because of that. But regardless of your opinion, it's easy to say though that music in this game is a lot different. Personally, I actually really love the soundtrack in this game. I really like how I really like ambient music. Whoa, yeah. That was actually lucky. That Springer dude actually kills you a lot of the time because of how like he's placed. So you have to be careful about that. Anyways, we get to see a new animal buddy for the first time. It's our pal Perry, the parallel bird. Perry, as his name implies, just kind of hangs up parallel to you. You can kill those weird bird dudes, and you can't kill bees. So you may be thinking, well, what's the point of this dude? Well, besides collecting like stuff that's above you that's normally out of reach, unless you have an extra Kong and waste your time throwing it, he's also basically a reward. He's basically a escort mission, as you were. When you get to the end of any Perry section, you usually get a really good prize. In this case, a blue balloon. Nothing here again. Let me check. Yeah, we won't see Perry. You don't see Perry too much in this game, but like he does get used as like I said, as escort. He basically forces you to think about platforming in a way that doesn't necessarily just involve you. But yeah, anyways, we're gonna go to Swanky's sideshow. And we're gonna do the next type of bonus, which is the race to 25. As the name implies, the goal here is quite literally to quickly get to 25 points. The funny thing I always find is that the first two games are actually really easy to win because Cranky just tends to have these goof ups where he just like misses targets. Like you can see, like he just kind of gave up. Like they're pretty generous. It's the third one that we'll do in the next part, endurance. That's actually really a lot harder than the first two, and it's the reason why I always think like I always swear that the endurance gives you better prizes than the other two, but I don't think that's actually the case. I think endurance is just for like fun challenge. I love this song, by the way. You almost never get to hear it. Because obviously, if you're playing well, like, it goes by pretty quickly. 2 times in a row I threw a ball at me. What a jerk. If you're lucky, you'll hear it all in an endurance game, because, like I said, Cranky plays really well on that one, and a lot of the times he'll just, like, never, like, make a mistake for a long time. But we'll see what that's like when we get to it. Anyways, we'll play our next 3 levels, Spring and Spiders. So like I was mentioning earlier, this level's all about those spider dudes we saw last time. I forget where the warp barrel is. I think it's just up here. Yeah. We'll just grab that quickly. Anything up there? Nope. Doo-ba-doo-doo-doo-doo. So yeah, that's the level. Let's leave. Nah, I'm kidding. I mean, obviously I was kidding because I already re-entered it. So yeah, we got these little like spring spiders. They got like little like, I'm not sure what that's supposed to. I guess it's like a little wood platform. That's the best way I can put it. Ooh. Alrighty. So yeah, as you can imagine, like I've been saying, every level in this game has a very, I guess not every level, but almost every level has a very strong gimmick to play around. And your opinion on that may vary. A lot of people don't like how gimmicky this game is, but personally I have no problem because, like, I mean, I think it's cool that it's like like this game. That's basically like the gimmick of this whole game, is that it's just a really gimmicky game. I guess I'll talk about Squawks. You don't get to play as Squawks for very long here. The main difference between Squawks in this game and Donkey Country 2 is that, unlike in DKC 2, Squawks' coconuts can no longer go through walls. So like if I shoot at this wall here, it'll actually bounce off. So you can't cheese dudes by just throwing through walls. And we get into a bonus with Squawks. I believe that if you enter this bonus as Squawks, or like as not Squawks, you like get transformed. So it actually, you get a little advantage where it saves you like a second or two to not have to transform into them. Kind of interesting thing about this game too that you might not think about, but it's very apparent. That's kind of like a thing with this game too. You'll notice how we've played as, let me think, we played as Ellie, Squitter. No, did we play as Squitter yet? No, we played as Edgard and Squawks. So yeah, spoilers, Squitter's also in this game. There's 4 animal buddies in this game instead of DKC 2's 5. And unlike DKC 2, you'll notice that of those 3 animal buddies we've been so far, the only one we've ever played as a boxed version was Ellie. And that's kind of a thing with this game. For whatever reason, box animals are actually really rare in this game. There's only like a couple instances of playing as them outside of one level. And I'm not sure why they did like that. I guess because that way it's like like more of a reward to find them, as it were. That's like the best way I can put it. Is there anything down here? I want to say there's something in this corner. There isn't. Oh well, good to know. Just wanted to check. You'd be surprised how often there actually is something in those corners. Anyways, yeah, these two corners, cause oh crap. That's fine. Because we got our pal Kitty right here. So yeah, I'll show this off too. Like I've been mentioning, Dixie actually walks slower with barrels in this game. So I guess technically she's slightly nerfed, but that's, I guess, just for like, well, it's purely just to make Kitty better, basically. Oh, let's also transform here. Cause oh, there's a secret we want to get, but it's a little hard to transform because you need like, you need flat ground and you need to be a sufficient distance away from your buddy. So if you throw up here, you get a little interesting little area here. You basically throw that little keg. Holy shit, my throat just messed something up fierce. And yeah. You get a little DK going. Interesting, you'll notice that there was a banana we collected only after we shot that cannon. That's an interesting behavior that this game actually goes back to Donkey Country 1 style, where you can't actually collect stuff while inside barrels, which is interesting. You don't really get to see it too often because, like I said, there's no real, like, there's no big, like, bonus barrel gimmicks in this game, or like barrel gimmicks. Oh crap, well, that's fine. You're supposed to use that to break open that wall, but it doesn't really matter. I can look down here for a second. I don't think there's anything here. There's nothing to find down here either. Like, that barrel doesn't really skip much anyways. It skips like one thing. Interesting thing about these NIDs, like, they give you a barrel here and you can't really use it, but like, you'll notice that if you hang out near these NIDs, they'll actually break your barrels. And that doesn't come up too much in the level, but it does make some sections a little trickier because they want you to use these barrels on stuff, and then the NIDs kind of like obviously get in the way. But like I said, the level doesn't really make use of that very often. Oh wait. Let me see if there's anything in these corners. Nothing? Dang. Little woodpecker up here. Get to the letter G, and you notice there's a little hole over here. Well, I actually wanted to drop down to the left, but whatever, that's fine. I think you actually get shot back up there anyways, so anyways. So the trick with this thing is that obviously there's these stars on here, but if you use team throw, it's actually really easy because you can just kind of throw Dixie down there and get them all without having to go up multiple times. You can also float down as Dixie, but like that's easier. Anyways, what I wanted to show off is that there's I swear there's another coin down here. Is there really only the one coin? That's weird. Well. Ah! My memory's not the best anyways, so it's not surprising that I'm wrong. Good thing I get hit at the end of the level, huh? Alright, we're off to our next Brothers Bear, Brash's Cabin. So, remember that time we just beat? Well, it turns out that's actually Brash's time. And if we walk in here, hey, it's the Banana Brain Dixie. What do you think you're coming into doing? No, gotta ask me. See that Riverbank race? I ran that in 1 minute and 15 seconds. You couldn't do that in double that time. What? You couldn't have beaten my time? I've had that record for the last 2 years running. I love the little thing, like it's really cool, and you can see his timer, like Kong's. It also shows them running and then like little crocodiles, like it's a cute little graphic. I'm not sure why they bothered with like the little like dudes running like the alligator / crocodile, but it's kind of a little cute little graphic that you don't really get to see very often. Well, I mean, you might as well walk back in and see what he says. The timer actually, don't take too cocky, I demand an inquiry. You can still see the little graphic for just like a split second. You don't see the timer anymore, which is an interesting little thing that you might not notice if you never, walk back in there. Anyways, we got our next riverbank level. This riverbank level is more autumn-y based. And this level's, well, I wouldn't really call it a gimmick, but there's a bunch of bounty birds, or booty birds they're actually called, that are kind of hanging out above red buzzes, and if you kill them, they'll usually drop a TNT that kills them. Because red buzzes in this game can actually be killed, unlike the red zingers of the last game, which were invincible in every way. Well, I mean, while we're here, we might as well quickly get Oryx Horde. Okay, let me concentrate here. Y, X, Y, Y, X. Kaboom! Got an next banana bird. Look at them being so happy. Oh, Dixie just waves her arms in the air like she don't care. That's classic. But yeah, bobbing barrel brawls. So this level is actually all about throwable barrels, essentially. And that's kind of plays into the gimmick of the birds hanging out. Don't go into the water, because there's actually a dude in there that'll eat your ass. Anyways, we're transformed as Ellie again. This is the second time in this game already, because this game actually uses Ellie a lot. You can actually skip this one with a little trick. You can kind of team throw up there by sliding off the cliff and kind of throwing past Ellie, but like, I mean, it is a little easier actually to do it because you can just fly past a lot of stuff as Dixie, but that's no fun, honestly. Like, Ellie is really fun to play as because she's not just overpowered like Rambi. And yeah, if you haven't noticed, like those letters said at the beginning of the Ellie section, Ellie, as an elephant, I guess, can do. I'm not sure if elephants... Well, I'm pretty sure elephants can actually do this. She can actually suck up water. You can do it by either pressing L or R based on... I think L sucks and R will... blow. But another thing that's you can do is you can also just use A and just press a direction, which will also work. It's kind of interesting that there's two different buttons, and one of the buttons is harder to use, but it's still like an option. I always end up using A for some reason because I like being able to just like hold A. Oh, crap! Can you? I'm pretty sure Ellie actually has pretty strong range, so you can suck from there. Hopefully I don't die. Let me see, there's a beetle here, you can jump off this dude to get that coin up there, let's do that, bonk. Okay, I'm gonna do something interesting here in a second, so first of all, let's kill you. So, there's a little thing here, but you notice there was a TNT barrel back here. This is actually, oh crap. Ugh, that's... bit tricky, so I'm only gonna do that. I'm gonna hopefully only do this once. Let me see something. If I put this TNT barrel on, what happens? Nothing. Thank God. It doesn't disappear. So let's be real careful about this. This is I don't know if you'd call this like a mega secret, but this is something that a lot of people don't know is possible. So there's a coin here, and he's actually on top of one of those hoards I was talking about in the first part. Normally you have to bring Kitty and Dixie to one of these and throw Kitty on top of it and it'll break open. But if you bring a TNT barrel to one of these, it'll actually break open. Funny enough, I don't think they actually expected you to do this. TNT barrels break these open, but if you bring a barrel to this when the coin is here, it'll actually glitch the palette because it'll use the DK coins palette, which is kind of a funny little glitch. It's like a little palette glitch, which is kind of fun. I get to show off a glitch and a little cool little secret. I don't know if I'd call it like a mega secret, but I don't know a lot of people that know how to actually get that. Anyone I've ever seen get that usually just like backtracks to the whole level as Diddy and Dixie, or Kitty and Dixie. It's funny how Kitty runs with Diddy. I get mixed up a lot on that. But I should also mention, if you drop into these without any water, it'll actually automatically fill up Ellie, which is kind of like a cool little shortcut, I guess. Okay, let me shoot up. So let me see. Okay, yeah. L will automatically suck, and R shoots automatically. However, A, like I mentioned, if you press down with A, then it'll suck up, and otherwise you can hold directions with A. I don't know why, but I like doing it with A instead of L and R, even though L is like technically easier, because you don't have to worry about directions, but it's just like a thing. Anyways, yeah, if you walk over here, these beetles show up, which are in a pair, and you'll notice there was a barrel over there we couldn't quite reach. If you jump off these dudes and jump right in the middle of these, because there is some basic physics here, you'll drop down fast enough into the water to actually reach the bonus. This bonus, because it's actually a little tricky to get to that bonus, the bonus itself is actually really easy. You can just jump across like 3 barrels. It's probably like the easiest bonus in the game, honestly. Like, it's like 5 seconds long. Like, I guess there is some threat, because if you miss the jump, you're very likely to get hurt. But it's still like a thing to think about. Anyways, yeah, let's grab some water. Yeah, you'll notice I mentioned earlier, Rambi's not in this game. Ellie replaces him. I think I already mentioned that. And once again, that's one of those things that a lot of people are like not too sure about. Personally, I've never been a big fan of Rambi because like, sure, he's like nice as like a power up to like grab through levels, but it's like using Rambi always feels weird because it's like it always feels like there's like you look at Animal Antics for example, and it's like the only way to really get any difficulty out of Rambi is to have a weird ass level that's just like making use of like weird stuff that Rambi can't deal with, like the cutlasses and a lot of ROM hacks, and otherwise just like cannons. Anyways, yeah, we can break open this horde, kaboom, get a coin. That's actually your indication that there's even anything in those. And it's kind of cool that they show you that because that's what procs you. I'm not sure what the developers intended, actually. The TNT works and you can also backtrack if you really want to, but either way. I mean, no, let's just go into the boss. Boss of World 2, Arik. Handy to Stinker, he's a nice little spooky little spider. So this guy is kind of a weird hitbox. So the middle of him is not solid to barrels, even though he gets hurt by them. You have to hit him in the head with barrels to hurt him, and after the first barrel you hit off his back, every barrel will respawn there. But there's like a kind of like a quirk, if you want to call it that. Oh, that's funny. Well, I guess while I'm here, let's do this. Let's switch to Kitty, because there's actually like a shortcut you can do with this I'm going to show off. It's a lot easier to hit him as Dixie because, like, you have to kind of throw it with Kitty, but if you're Dixie, you can just jump up into the middle of him. And yeah, like, he shoots these green balls. I'm not sure what these are. I guess they're like spitballs. And if you're playing as this, you can actually quickly jump up here early, and it like skips a part of the phase, which is kind of cool. And yeah. Oh! Well, I guess I'm not skipping the phase anymore because I picked out that barrel way too fast. That's fine. Technically, I did still only got 2 parts of the phase, so I just wasted time, but I did show off something cool, so who cares? Just a little funny thing I like to show off that her little crouch hitbox is wider. Anyways, yeah, that's pretty much it for this part. Although I am going to show off one little thing because there's another brother bear over here that's one of the few ones on the overworld. Well, actually, there's like, how many on the overworld? There's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 of them on the overworld, and I think there's one in every world. Anyways, I've been watching progress for a while, Kongs. My name's Blunder, but you can call me Mr. Blunder. So you think you can find everything, and you don't even know there's a lost world, are you? And his little tie spins around, and he's like, whoops, I think I'll just let the cat out of the bag. So yeah, like he mentioned, obviously there's a lost world in this game, and that's where you use your bonus coins. We don't know where to do that yet, but we will see how to get there soon. I don't know if he tells you exactly how to get there. I know there's someone who tells you. The lost world in this game is actually like, well, it's actually like a lost world. It's hidden. You have to, you have to do something like secret to find it. Anyways, yeah, you can notice here that, yeah, the banana bears do hang out at Wrinkles. I didn't mention this last time. And yeah, I will go ahead and save the game, and we will see you next time. See you guys later. Also, stop wasting your money on bonus games. Cheapskate.